Don't lack in traffic like for or you can get shot on your block like that. These guys get way too lucky, somehow they're always escaping death. And when gang pulled up in BG, let's run off and he left his friends.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Brawl Stars YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be doing a 15-win challenge guide for the most recent championship challenge, the one in March. So the brawlers we picked in our games was 8-Bit, Stu and Mr. P. The reason we picked 8-Bit as our mid was because of his high amount of health, and his star power plugged in is just really OP in this meta right now. It turns 8-Bit into basically a tanky max. Like, he has good range, good damage, and he just runs around really fast. So you can just, if you have good movement, you can just dodge, and yeah, he's a really solid gem carrier right now, especially on this map. And we picked Mr. P as a lane because Mr. P right now, he's also, in my opinion, like a top 5 brawler. He has a lot of range as well because of his handle with care star power. And his most recent gadget, the second porter, the porter that spawns, it just counters brawlers like Piper, B, like brawlers with slow like reloading speed. And with the addition of his porters constantly spawning from his super, it's just constant pressure, and it provides your team with such an advantage because the enemy team is always down on ammo because they have to constantly shoot your porters if they. And that's the first map.
So the second map of the Championship Challenge is Bounty Shooting Star. So this is a very high range map, so using brawlers that have a very long range, such as Mr. P, Brock, and Take in this case, is very effective. It's a very good control comp that we use, and good for keeping brawlers back, such as Colt in this case, or Piper, because Mr. P counters Piper, and yeah, we just swapped the lanes to have a perfect matchup with her later in the game. Their comp, I wouldn't really recommend using Colt and Brock together since they're both wall breakers, and you don't really need double wall breaker in this case since you'll rather have a controller brawler such as Take or Mr. P. So yeah, overall this map is very good for like brawlers, other brawlers such as Byron, Stu probably in this meta, and I would say other brawlers that might be effective are Nani, since very high range, Sprout to replace Take maybe, and then if you don't have any of those, you can use like Jesse or something, or other brawlers such as I don't know, like Pam maybe. So yeah, overall we were dominating the opponent's team quite well since we just kept our lane control and mid, and they didn't really have a valid strategy against us. For Brock, just use Incendiary as your star power since it's very good for keeping other brawlers back. For Tick, just use Oiled Up. I recommend using it because if in case you get a shot, you can easily fall back and regen your health. And for Mr. P, just use any star power, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this map, and I'll let Sayo explain the second map.
So next up is Siege. The map is Nuts and Bolts, and the comp we recommend using is Sprout, BB, and Mr. P. The reason we chose these brawlers is because Sprout mid is just incredibly strong on this map because of the bushes. In combination with his photosynthesis star power, it provides like so much value like on offense, and he can help all the other lanes essentially because he can shoot over the walls and stuff like that. And Sprout on defense is really strong on this map because if you run his new gadget, you can just defend really well on against enemy bots because Sprout can block off either lane, and then it'll make the robot go all the way around again, and then he can pop his gadget, get a super again, and then just rinse and repeat. So it's free defense essentially. And then BB's just incredibly strong with her shield star power, and you know, she can get free damage on the Ike turret with her bubbles, and it's good to have a tank because it's also, yeah, in case the bot does ever make it through on defense, you have a tank that can, yeah, just soak up some damage. And we have Mr. P again, as usual, because Mr. P is just broken in this meta. He's really good on applying pressure, and he can be quite good at, you know, doing damage against the Ike turret as well. But it's mainly for control against, like brawlers like Sandy. If they have a Sandy, then the porters can scan the sandstorm and stuff like that, yeah. Other brawlers we would recommend using are probably get away with running Ruffs, Stu, you know, brawlers like that. And that's pretty much just Siege. I would recommend using the shield rather than the movement speed. Star power for BB, definitely. It provides more longevity for BB, because if you run the movement star power, it's only really good for the first bolt. But yeah, that's Siege. So I'll leave you over to Zio for the next map.
So for Hot Zone Split, we used Tick as mid and Rico and Surge as lane brawlers. So starting off with Tick, he's a very good support brawler for his team, so in my opinion, he should play as mid. Rico is a very good lane brawler, so he can hold off other brawlers that attack the zone on the right. And then Surge is just a good pick for this map because of his gadget, which he can use to TP on other brawlers on the left lane. So their comp is double thrower, which is not really effective against us. Ems is a decent pick for them, but we don't really have any tanks, so they can't really counter us. So for Surge, just use the star power that gives you keeps your level, and then for Tick, use Oiled Up since it's a very good star power to regen health if you take damage. And for Rico, I would use the star power that makes your shots bounce and do more damage as they travel. So other brawlers that are good for this map are probably Pam, instead of replacing Rico, and then BB to replace Surge because she has very good her star power with shield is very good to counter other brawlers such as Dynamite or other throwers. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, we're dominating the other team pretty nicely. We kind of struggled the right lane a little bit, but we kind of recovered. And facing double thrower was not really the easiest thing we could have faced, but yeah, it still worked out pretty well for us since I think our comp was way better than their one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So as you can see, we're already at 90%, so this game is about to be over. Unfortunately, the Surge dies right here, but we still have really good control. The Rico is going in right now, so he's doing very well to kill the other brawlers, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We already won the game, so yeah, I'll see you guys.
So the last and final game is Sneaky Fields Brawl Ball. The comp that we recommend using is Max, Rosa, and then we used Sandy, but Sandy is interchangeable with a lot of brawlers like Stu, Jesse, Amber, stuff like that. So Sandy can be good if you have the damage star power to scan bushes, but I don't think he's one of the best options. Yeah, I would personally run a Stu or another brawler that has high damage and able to scan the bushes really easily, because Sandy kind of lacks damage. But yeah, Rosa is extremely strong on this map, especially with her new gadget, because you can essentially just stun, well, not stun, but slow down 3 of the enemies, like nearly off spawn. And if they have a Rosa, you could just like bait out a gadget, but like don't all 3 of the players like sit in bushes at the same time, like at the start. Just try and bait out a gadget first, and then yeah, go from there. So we used the plant life on Rosa because just, you know, the vast amount of bushes there is, it just provides way more value in my opinion. But if you're more confident and you in your survivability with Rosa, you could probably use the 2nd star power, Thorny Gloves, for more damage, because I feel like Rosa, she kind of lacks the damage if you're running plant life, but it just provides it with so much survivability and more survivability. But if you run Sandy with a healing star power, you could run Rosa with Thorny Gloves and you can get away with that. But yeah, about Max. So Max is a really, you know, strong brawler on defense and offense because of, you know, her super. You can just super the whole team, and it just provides massive amounts of control. And also on defense, it's really good. Max is just really strong with her 2nd star power now because, you know, her 1st star power was nerfed recently, so we would recommend running the 2nd star power with Max. So other brawlers to mention would be, yeah, like I said before, Stu, yeah, Jesse, Amber, and yeah, good luck in the challenge, and we hope you do well.